revising a couple more of our exponential type questions. So we've got 3 to the power of x equals 81. So my first clue is I've got the 3 there. I want to write the 81 as 3 to the power of something. So if you're not sure, obviously you can do a bit of trial and error on your calculator because you know it's got to be 3 to the power of something. So you might have to try a few before you get it. 3 to the power of 4 is the answer. So once I've got that, I do what I call equating the indices. So then x must be equal to 4. Here we've got 2 to the negative x is 1 on 64. So I want to do the similar to what I did up here, is finding it is 2 to the power of something. So if I do 2 to the power of 6, I'm going to get 64. So I'm going to write that on the bottom. Now, I can either go, okay, I know that that will be 1 over 2 to the x, or I can write that as 2 to the negative 6 and bring that up to the top. And then I equate indices and say negative x must equal negative 6. Therefore, x is equal to 6. Now, this one here, this is one of my favorites because it's a quadratic one. So the way I know that is I can see a 2x here and an x there. So as soon as I see the 2x, I can write 3 to the power of x squared minus 2 lots of 3 to the x minus 3 equals 0. So now over to the side, I can go let 3 to the power of x equal a, just to make things easy for myself. So then I've got a squared minus 2a, take 3 equals 0. Now it's a beautiful quadratic to look at. So my AC is equal to negative 3, so the number here times my C value. So I've got negative 3, B is negative 2. What two numbers will multiply to give negative 3, but add to give negative 2? Now I know to get a negative when I multiply, I need one positive and one negative. So if I do negative 3 and positive 1, when they add together, they'll get negative 2. So I can then put them straight into the brackets, a minus 3, a plus 1. If there'd been a number here instead of a 1, I would have had to go through the grouping method and putting that in. However, it's beautifully easy with just a coefficient of 1 there. So that means I can put it straight into the brackets, equals 0. And then I can write that a take 3 equals 0 or a plus 1 equals 0. Here's where I can now pop my 3 to the x back in and go 3 to the x take 3 equals 0 or 3 to the x plus 1 equals 0. So now I can solve that and go 3 to the x is equal to 3, taking that over. So what must the x have been in this case? X is equal to 1 because 3 to the power of 1 gives me 3. Over here, I'm going to get a negative. So I've got 3 to the x is equal to negative 1. And I might have to try, if I've got 3 to the x equals negative 1, I'll then have to maybe try, if I'm not sure what to do with that, I could do log 3 to the x equals log negative 1, bring that x down, and we're going to see what our issue is in a second. X is equal to log negative 1 on log 3, and if you hadn't remembered, when you do log of negative 1, you'll notice we can't do that because it's a non-real number. So we can't get a solution that way. So our only solution is the one that we got there. Oh, lost my page. It's back over here. So getting that 3 to the x equals 3, our x is equal to 1.